If you're trying to figure out when to add coral to your reef tank and what you need to even grow coral, don't worry, I have 3 helpful tips for you. Okay, so the first tip, especially if you're brand new to the reef aquarium hobby, is to have adequate lighting that can grow coral. Lighting is energy for coral and for the zooxanthellae that live inside of the coral because they are photosynthetic. Now, there's plenty of options for reef tank lighting on the market today. Now, when I first started in the hobby, I started with T5 lights. Now, T5s are great for growing coral. However, you have to change the bulbs every 6 to 8 months or so. Now, the more popular option these days is LED lights. Now, I want to take it a little bit deeper. Once you have your reef aquarium light set up over your tank, you want to make sure you have a schedule down. So if that's an 8 to 10 hour photo period where you have your lights ramp on and then your lights ramp off throughout the course of the day. Now, if you get a LED reef light, many of them have presets programmed in that gives you a jumping off point somewhere you can start, and you can dial in your lights over time. Now, lighting can cost a pretty penny, but it does not have to. There's plenty of budget-friendly options available, especially on websites like Amazon, and I'll leave an affiliate link down below for you to check out on different reef tank lights there. Now, the biggest tip I can give you on when it's okay to start adding corals to your reef aquarium is water chemistry. You want to make sure you have your water chemistry and your parameters are stable, and you want to be past the cycling phase. Now, the cycling process is when your aquarium converts ammonia to nitrite and then to nitrate. You want your ammonia to be 0, your nitrites to be 0, and you want to start showing signs of nitrate before you add corals to your reef tank. After you have achieved this, wait a few more weeks and really work on dialing in, testing your tank and getting that down. So that's testing at least once a week in the beginning and testing for things like calcium, alkalinity, and magnesium, as these are key for success in the reef tank. Now, after you're past the cycling process, your beneficial bacteria is still working on establishing itself and progressing in your reef tank. So you may go through things like algae outbreaks, diatoms, cyanobacterias. So knowing how to test your aquarium and testing it effectively and consistently so that you can see trends and getting used to all that before you add coral is very important. Okay, so you have your reef tank light and your tank is cycled. Now you can finally start adding coral to your reef tank. Now, when you're adding coral to your reef tank for the very first time, I recommend starting with soft corals. Soft corals tend to be easier to keep, and you can start with things like mushroom corals, green star polyps, and some very colorful corals with zoanthids. I recommend adding 2 or 3 new corals to your reef tank and watching them over the course of the next few weeks. And if they're doing really well, that is a great start. And if they make it a month or more, then that is even better. You want to set yourself up for small wins in this hobby so that it encourages you to keep going. Because if you add too much coral up front and something goes wrong, it can be very devastating and be very discouraging for you in this hobby. So set yourself up with small victories that will lead you to success in the long run. And if you want to check out the top 5 soft corals that I recommend for beginners, you can click this video right here. And if you'd like to watch another Coral Reef Talk video, click right over here. And I will see you in the next one.